That's better, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Sometimes you just got to get these things out of your system.
Oh.
So far, so good?
Oh, good.
Happy?
Happy.
Lovely.
Oh, you're very happy.
So the rest of the journey, I promise you, the system now straight and narrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a lie. Don't worry, I'll lie to you heaps today. Now, my friends, this is how it's going to go. We're going to make our way from a beautiful part of the world to the next part of the world. And when we get to places like this, I recommend you all stand up, unbuckle, come over to the edge of the boat, take it all in. So over to the edge, just so we're clear, not over the edge. It's a beautiful part of the world indeed, Oberon Bay. This place here, stunning little Oberon Beach over there on the left, that white silica sand that we passed by. This large beach in front of us, this is Big Oberon Beach. The mountain that separates the two is probably known as Oberon. Oh, there you go, told you that. This is Devonian granite, this rock type. So an igneous rock formed beneath the Earth's crust, best part of 380 million years ago. Got about a kilometre or two just shy of breaking the Earth's surface. There is where it's solidified. So for us to see it, the erosion has taken place, removing any of the sedimentary layers that capped it, exposing the Devonian granite from underneath. Now, the granite doesn't just because it's been exposed. They reckon it erodes at about an inch every 1,000 years. So as we cruise around today, have a little look at some of the boulders that have been cut away by the wind, by the weather. Amazing to think how long they've been exposed for. When it gets down to its smallest form, down to sand-sized granules, it makes perfect balls. They're perfectly round spheres. So when you walk on the silica sand, it squeaks. Squeaky beach, squeaky bay, perhaps we're familiar with. Yep. You walk along the sand, you think the sand squeaks. That's what's happening. Because they're perfect spheres, when those round surfaces contact, just like a bag of marbles, makes that twanging noise, that squeaking noise. That's what's going on over there. That's why the beach is so white. Now the beach in front of us, Big Oberon Bay, notice a different colour. It doesn't squeak either. Instead of the granite eroding, that is a result of the sedimentary layers eroding. So underneath that somewhere will be some more granite. Where there's no foliage left. Back in 2011, the largest peacetime evacuation in Australian history occurred right here in Wilson's Prom. Over 2 days, saw about 800 mil of rainfall in the area. The bridge at Derby River flooded, collapsed, and as a result, everybody was stranded here in the Prom, getting taken out by sea, by air. Where we checked in this morning, that the front door there had about 1 metre of water up the front door. The cinema, where we were all sitting, out the back of the toilets there, behind the toilet block of the cinema, they've actually got a mark on the wall of where the flood levels got to, about my hip. Yeah, pretty remarkable. Don't worry about what I was doing behind the toilets of the cinema. Different story. But all that rain's got to go somewhere. As it did, came down these mountains with such velocity that it took out any of the foliage in the way, creating a path of least resistance. As we know, water will always follow the path of least resistance. So for the rest of the time, the watercourse is going to follow those scars, eventually making them deep gullies like what we can see in front of us here. It's amazing to see. We're familiar with the gulches, we're familiar with the gullies. It's not every day you get to see, relatively the first steps of the process. The coastline continuing to shape. It's very cool. Haven't had rain, significant rain for a little while around here, but even with the little bits we have done, as we travel from here on out, keep your eyes in amongst the trees at these low levels, at these little gulches, and you'll see plenty of fresh water still streaming down the sides of it. Yeah, it's cool. Right, what do you reckon? Is this going to work out all right for us? Go to some nice places, check them out. Perfect. Off to the next one. As we travel, my friends, keep your eyes peeled in the trees. Birds of prey, pretty active at this time of the year, fighting over territory, getting ready for the next breeding season. Keep your eyes in the water too. A lot of food been in the water at the moment. With food comes predators. I'd like to see them. So, if you see anything, point and shout. Do our best to investigate. Otherwise, sound good?
Good.
Have a look up high, guys. You can see a wedge-tail eagle above that ridge line up there. Super high up. All the way up there. That's your wedge-tail eagle. you guys, this one here is Seagull Bay.
Oh, wow.
The reason it's called Seagull Bay is it's home to white-bellied seagulls. Now when we're trying to look for these guys to try and spot one, we're trying to look for a big white belly sitting up on a dead tree branch or the tops of some treetops. Now the reason for that is so they can have that clearance for when they see some prey, they can jump straight out and go to that stuff. You could have seen with that wedge-tailed eagle soaring around as well. Birds of prey have V-shaped wings. So when they're soaring around, you'll see the tips of their wings pointing up like a V. Whereas seagulls and your other seabirds are going to have flat-shaped wings or M-shaped wings. And keep your eye out for these guys. It is a real pearly white guys view for those seagulls as well. They'll be sitting up in those trees all on our left there. That's that wedge-tailed eagle still flying up above that ridge, all the way up there. Now the past couple of weeks we've been seeing wedge-tailed eagles and white-bellied seagulls butting heads lately. They'll lock their talons and actually fight each other mid-air. So the reason for that is because it's coming into breeding season and they're trying to see where the new territory stands with all these younglings as well around. Now usually there'll be a white-bellied seagull on guard for that very reason. Usually a big mother or a big father. Now these guys will mate for life or until one dies. They'll have about 2 to 3 chicks and force their chicks to be competitive. Meaning if their chick isn't competing for the food of the other chicks, the parents will actually grab the chick and throw them out of the nest. Now if they're not competitive enough, that means they're not going to survive out in the wild with other eagles, other wedge-tailed eagles competing for food. Now their food will consist of snakes, rodents, vermin and stuff like that, even smaller birds. They'll even go for these fish that are in the water here. Now that's the name, they're white-bellied sea eagles, because they can dip the bottom of their talons into the water. The bottom of their talons don't have feathers on them, meaning they can dip those talons into the water and not drown with those feathers soaking up in the water. Now they have built-in polarised eyesight as well. When they're looking into the water, they can see past the glinting of that southern surface there and see the glint of the fish's scale. Now right out in front of us here on this pillar of a rock, we've got a bundle of sticks up there. Can we all see that? Can we all see that? Right out in front of us, that pillar, bundle of sticks up there. Now that right there is a white-bellied seagull's nest. Now that nest is always seagulls competing for that one because that's the prize spot right there. That nest has been here for over 50 years. Yeah, 50 years. We had a sailor come on here and say she sailed past here 50 years ago and that thing was still standing. And the reason for that is that suction captured the rock with all the poo, the mud and the sticks over the years. And it's actually got that circular shape which warps the ring around it. And that's one of the most common ways
Kalau gitu artinya dalam ya weh. Kalau air pandai naik dalam.
They'll go too far into the water, or they'll go too juveniles don't have that until after about 2 years. Until that time, they'll only have grey and brown feathers, and then they'll develop those white feathers. We're all buttoned up, are we? They can push 30 years, but it will be anywhere from